feel like where you're putting your time right now, you wish you could probably have at least another hour in the day. Everybody, okay. And the whole reason why I got into doing what I'm doing is because I am a mom. I was running my business, and as we all know, there's only so many hours in a day, so when you become a mom, you have to be really, really strategic about where you're putting your time. We're going to dive into this a little bit today. So if you have the PDFs, great. If not, not a big deal. We'll go through it up here. I guess we're going. Where's the? Okay. So let me just talk before we're getting this locked and loaded here. On a scale of 1 to 10, how productive do you feel like you are right now, day to day? Where are we at? You guys can just shout it. 4, 5, 7. Okay. So we all are in agreement that we could be more productive. Yes? Okay, cool. So how many women in business do we have? Show your hands. How many moms do we have? Okay, all right. All right, cool. So the first thing that we're going to get into is what is productivity, right? So it's the effectiveness of how productive being is with our efforts, right? So especially in the industry, and have one of our, not the first one, but the first one is, this is like from the dictionary that's talking about props. We're not going to worry about that first one. But this second one here is, especially in, an industry, and it's measured in terms of the rate of output per unit of input, meaning where our time is going, how do we measure it? Are we being effective or are we being efficient? And there's a big difference between the two. Are we just doing busy work day to day to get things done? Or are we actually getting the work done that we need to be doing to move the ball forward? So there's, again, a big difference in the two of being efficient and getting things done and being effective. So I have a little exercise for you guys. If you want to just take a screenshot of this is great to just journal on a little bit later. If you have your printouts, you'll see this in there as well. The first one I want to focus on is identifying your goals, right? Because we don't know what we're going after, what we're chasing after, our targets, if we don't identify our goals first. So how many of you, it's a new year, it's January, have identified your goals for at least Q1? What about the year, 2020? Are we getting super, super specific on those goals? Do we know, number 2 here, identifying the time suffers? Because this is the thing, you guys. We can have these massive, juicy goals, but if we don't know the time suckers that are taking us away from those goals, it's so easy. Again, look, social media. How many of us get zapped into social media? And we scroll, and we're like, I've been on here for 30 minutes. How the heck have I been on here for this long, right? Yes, we've all been there. So time suckers is another thing we want to identify. It could be scrolling social media, it could be watching TV, it could be whatever those, pastimes that we enjoy are, but they're not productive. So it's really important to, when you have that goal, you've got to know that goal is way bigger than scrolling. It's way bigger than all those things that are in our way. Imagine you're running, right, in a race. All of those time suckers are the things that are standing in your way of getting to that goal. So every time you get distracted, just know that is taking you one step further away. We're either getting closer or further away from our goal. Those are those time suckers. And then how are you going to take control of them? When you notice that you're doing it, what are you going to do? How are you going to pull yourself away from it? Am I scrolling too long? Okay, how long has it been? Has it been 20 minutes? Has it been 10 minutes? Has it been 5 minutes? We've got to really wrap our brain around the fact that we are in control. I am in control of everything I'm doing, right? And when I take accountability and I can step into that, that's when I'm able to really make those leaps and bounds in my business, in my personal life. Coming to events like this, right? You all are here for a very strategic reason, whether it's networking, building it for yourself, your business, your family. I know for me, again as a mom, I only have limited amounts of time in the day. And whether you're a mom or not, your time is so valuable. Every minute that you're in your business with your family, it should be intentional. And we're going to get into that in a little bit. But part of this, part of this is, again, knowing what those time suckers are and knowing how you're going to take control of that. And then, again, what discipline do you need to embody? So, how am I going to discipline myself and say, look, maybe I'm going to allow myself to scroll on the gram, right? And I'll let myself do this in maybe 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, but I've got to get so disciplined on where I'm putting my time Because if not, it's going to get away from me. And we all know that. We've all been there. And then identify your peak performance times. Again, as a mom, I know for me, it's always the morning. Some of you, I used to be a night owl before I had a baby. And then, I'm in bed by like 9:30, 10 o'clock now. But for sure, I know for me, it's the mornings. So if you can identify that and say, I know I work really well in the mornings or at night. Like, I know for me, my best ideas come in the shower. I don't know why. I'll call Bethany's here. I'll call her. I'll be like, I just got out of the shower and I have this amazing idea. Yes. Okay, here it is. But, knowing when those peak performance times are for you, and it could be like that's when you're in the zone and you're going, or it could be that's the time that you can dedicate to your business and moving that forward. Okay, we go to the next slide. Okay, we're going to talk about doubling your productivity, getting more done, and also feeling fulfilled. Because look, if we're just working to work, no one wants to do that, right? We want to be fulfilled in what we're doing. We want to have a purpose. We want to show up and serve. And look, at the end of the day, if we can double our productivity and the work that we're getting done, who's in for that? Yes. Woo! Yes. All right, so let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that is super important is to track and limit how much time you're spending on tasks. One of the biggest things that changed for me in my business is when I started putting intentional focus on where my time was going. Again, this could just be on writing emails. This could be on follow-up calls. This could be anything in your business. But you've got to know where that time is going. And one thing that's really important too is like, when you're in fitness, right? You can like track your diet, what you're eating every day. Same thing for where you're spending your time. Focus on, okay, if you think that you're spending, an hour, 30 minutes, doing follow-up calls, doing whatever it is you're doing in your business, but you're actually spending 2 hours, an hour and a half. You guys, that's 30 minutes, an hour, even 5 minutes, right? That you could be spending somewhere else intentionally. So I want you, when you go home, I want you tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's Friday. Yeah. I never know what day it is. I want you to focus on where your time is actually going. Because we can't get a hold on it unless we know where it is, right? So same thing like tracking your statistics. You want to keep a time log so you can really know where that time is going, focus on it, and then tweak it, right? So if I'm really intentional about getting emails out for 30 minutes a day, but I'm spending 40 minutes or an hour, how can I be really focused in that time and get done what I need to get done so I'm productive? So that's what we're doing. Okay. Multitasking. How many people in here think multitasking actually saves them time? Okay. You guys, it's a myth. Multitasking, and this is what I say. Smart multitasking is amazing. Things that are smart multitasking are like listening to a podcast while you're folding laundry, or it could be while you're doing emails. You have that podcast or something on the background. The thing is, though, while we attempt to do several things at one time, our focus is never really on the task at hand. So I want you guys to get into the habit of committing to one task, especially if it's important. Again, as a mom, I would never try and do emails while my son is playing in the room with me. Neither one of those things get the full attention that they deserve. So if you're multitasking, I want you guys to stop doing that now, unless it's smart multitasking, and focus in on the one thing that you need to get done so you can actually be more productive instead of spreading yourself thin and trying to do 2 things at once. Okay, who works with their notifications on? Yes. The distractions, you guys, it's a real thing. Okay, so I want you to turn off those notifications. This is whether you're going live on a video, this is while you're doing your emails. If you're checking your emails and you've got pings and notifications going off, you guys, it's just going to distract you from the task at hand. So I want you to focus on turning off the notifications. This could be airplane mode, and just narrowing in really on what the focus is. So again, this will help you get more done in less time because you're not going to have something pop up. There's actually a statistic that says every time that you get distracted from something, it takes you another 40 minutes to get back into that same task. So imagine writing an email, doing follow-ups, whatever it is that you're working on, and then it takes you another 40 minutes just because an Instagram notification went off, or an email notification, right? Or a text message. 40 minutes to get back into it. So just shut it off, shut it down, and give yourself that time to really focus. Number 4, build an action plan. So I run a lot of productivity groups, we'll just say. And the number one thing that I talk about all the time is scheduling your day for the next day, the night before. So like tonight, before I go to bed, I would schedule tomorrow. What am I doing? What are the tasks at hand? And the thing is, a lot of people will say, make a to-do list, write all the things that you're gonna have to do the next day. I don't work with that. I say focus on 3 things that are gonna move the ball forward. Because what happens when we have 10, 15, 20 things on a list of, to-do lists? We get overwhelmed. We get overwhelmed, we get frustrated. We're like, oh my God, I have a million things to do, I'm not gonna do any of them. Just me? So don't overwhelm yourself, okay? Focus on 3 things that are going to move you forward each day, and that's going to be the intention of getting to those big, juicy goals that we were talking about before. Okay, so don't overwhelm yourself with those to-do lists. Focus on 3 things, and then once that's done, anything else, it's frosting on the top, right? But just focus on those 3 things. Number 5, the worst thing first. Who's read the book Eat That Frog?
Oh, yeah.
Eat That Frog? Yes. Okay. So you guys gotta check it out. Eat That Frog is all about doing the worst thing first. So, okay. Let's see how I can, if you remember back when you were in school, right? High school, college, and you're like, I have this paper to write, I've got this exam I've got to study for, and you put it off and put it off and put it off. It's always sitting on your shoulder, and you know that it's there, you gotta get that thing done, or maybe it's a call you have to make, and it's literally just like this little demon on your shoulder, right? Get the worst thing done first, so it's all downhill from there. It's like easy breezy, right? Get the worst thing done first, get it out of the way, don't delay it, and then everything else that you have during the day, you guys, it's just, you have that peace of mind moving forward. So sometimes it's hard because we're like, I'm putting it off for a reason, I don't want to make it go, I don't want to do the thing. But do it first, get it out of the way, and I promise that will immediately double the productivity that you're doing because you'll be able to get to each of those tasks after that so much quicker. And then number 6 is identifying your peak times. We were talking about this a little bit ago, but again, knowing the time of day that you work really well, when you get into that flow. Do we all know that flow when you're like in it and you're jamming and you're vibing and you're like, I'm in it, right? This is what I'm talking about. So work on the minor tasks during your non-peak times. Do you guys know the difference between like the minor tasks that you have and the big things that you got to get done, right? We all know the difference between that, okay? So identify your peak cycles of productivity and then schedule your most important tasks in those windows. Okay, 7, time blocking. I love this one because when I started time blocking, I never realized how much time it would take me to do a certain task, right? So an easy one, folding laundry. You're like, oh my God, it's going to take me 30 minutes to fold all this laundry when it really takes like 10 minutes and it's just a pile and you think it's going to take way longer than it does. So give yourself a fixed amount of time and just make a dent in it because most of the time when we start to do the thing that we're doing, we can actually get it done. And there's, I don't know, some type of Murphy's Law, there's something out there that says that if we give ourselves an actual amount of time to get something done, we will actually get it done in that amount of time. I think it's actually called Scarlett's Law. But don't worry about how far you get, just put the time in. It's like working out. You're like, oh, I don't want to work out, but you start, and then most of the time you finish it. So same thing here, just put those tasks into time blocking, and then get as much done as you can in that time. Okay, and then number 8 is similar to time blocking, but batching your tasks in similar categories. So I don't know how many of you are kind of like running out. I have errands to do on the road and then emails to do in the office. The things that you have to do, like for me, inside my home, at my office, sitting down at my computer, I do all at the same time. And then the things that I need to do outside of my home, running errands, going to the grocery store, although I use Instacart for like everything. So, but do those Amazon and Instacart are like my jam. I think I use them at least every day. But batching those those tasks out to save you so much time. You're not running to the bank and then back to your office and then to the grocery store, whatever that looks like. Use that time intentionally so you can really knock each one of those things off together at the same time and you're not going back and forth. Number 9, plan ahead. So again, at the end of your workday, identify the first task that you'll do the next day and set out everything that you need. Again, this is just all about planning. You guys, if they say, you plan, what is it? You plan to, if you don't have a plan, then your plans have failed, right? So just do the work. Put in the extra 5 minutes. Plan out the next day, the night before, set out what you need to set out, know the schedule that you're going to have. And this is the other thing. If there's certain things during the day, right, that you have at the beginning of the day that move to the end of the day, don't worry about that. Focus on those 3 things, but just have the plan in place. Because if the plan is there, the action will follow. But if you don't have the plan, it's just you're winging it. And we're not doing that in 2020. It's 2020, get that money. So this year, we are all about being organized, being productive, and setting the tasks in hand so we're productive every single day. Not busy, but productive. And then number 10, as a mom, I so appreciate this, is delegate, delete, or do it yourself. And everything falls into one of these categories. So you can list out, and there's probably most of the time, like week to week, you're doing some of the similar tasks, right? So you can say, whether it's grocery shopping, whether it's laundry, whether it's something in your business, what are the tasks that I'm usually doing day to day, week to week? And list those things out. And either I'm delegating this to someone else, I'm deleting it, so I'm just totally getting rid of it, or I'm doing it myself. And the thing is when you start to delegate, you buy yourself time. One of the biggest things that I've learned last year was it's okay to let go. It's okay to release the power a little bit to someone else so you can essentially clone yourself and actually get more done. And when you can do that, not only do you get more done, but you feel more fulfilled. You can spend intentional time in your business, with your family. And, as a mom, it's like you have to be so strategic about where that time is going. And whether it's in my business or with my son, I'm 100% in the thing that I'm in. So if I'm working, I'm 100% in that. If I'm with my son, the phone's away, the computer's away, I'm in that with my son. So I want you guys to take this, look at what you do day to day, and delegate, delete, or do it yourself. And I promise this will help you be so much more productive, because at the end of the day, if it doesn't fall into one of those 3 categories, guess what? It's not important anyway. So write out that list, figure out what belongs in which category, and then get to work.